Welcome to The Real From Home. Ladies, did you have a nice weekend?
Yes. Hello. Hi,
Much
Amaya.
needed.
We have a little
Hi,
guest here
Amaya.
today. She refuses to get off my lap when I don't mind. So I hope you guys don't mind.
Not
Are you guys
at all.
ready for some girl chat?
Yes.
Yes.
We are.
Okay,
Keep
but
it
wait,
PG.
first, Miss Loni, girl, you stay working. But before we get started, it's officially May, which means this is the month your book was set to be released. So with everything going on right now, can you give us a little update?
Oh Lord, with all this corona, I said it was supposed to be released May the 5th, and I was like, you know what? We can't do that. Let's ship the PPE products. Let's make sure everybody get their toilet paper. So we're gonna put it on hold. And so my book now has a new release date. It is June 23rd. I tried to
All
change.
right.
You don't have to. It's my second book. It's a comedy memoir. And I'm sending you ladies a copy because
Yes.
well, Amanda, it was a little before you got here, but I think I can make some edits and put you in. But everybody's in it. It tells about me being homeless, about being married, about how I got from A to B to being an Emmy Award winner. So it is juicy too. I put it in there.
Wait,
I don't
okay,
want to
and
be
you
in there
said
then.
I can't wait.
Excited.
and you said there's a
Me
little
too.
part about us, right, Lonnie? I want to know about this.
Yeah.
There's a little piece of
been
us.
so- over
It's
6
a
years.
lot
Yeah,
of part
it's-
about y'all. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
can you give us
lot.
a little teaser?
Yeah, give me like a teaser.
Yeah.
Give us like a story that we wouldn't have expected for
Amanda's
you to
excited.
include.
She's
gotta
like,
read the book.
yes.
Because I'm like,
You got
I ain't
Serious?
Lonnie, are there
You gotta
pictures in the book? Are there pictures?
Yep. Oh yeah, there are pictures. Let me see if I can find them. There are
wanna
pictures
see,
in
I
the
wanna
book when
Show
I
one,
was
show one.
little, and there's pictures of one time. This is one time Diana Ross
There's pictures of
came
you when
to
you
the
were little.
project.
Oh, wow.
Are you kidding me?
That's you?
Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
Yeah, that's
What
why
was
I've
she doing in
always
the
had
project?
this like, huh?
What was she doing in the project?
She's
came
from
back to
she's
where
from
she's
my
from.
projects. She's from the Brewster
Oh.
Project. Yeah. And so when she would perform, she would come back and she would be in a limousine. This is when she was walking with the Supreme, but even after she got out of the Supremes, she would still come back to the projects and she waved to us and we'd be like, Dad, I'm like, can I have
That's
some
so
money?
cool.
And
So
so
we're gonna learn some things about you that we probably have never heard before, right?
yeah, because see, people think they know about me being on this show, and they don't
Yep.
they have no idea. You know, Amanda, being comics, how it takes. I'm talking about the work that I had to put in.
Yes.
But
Wow.
also this book, order this book if you have a friend that you know that wants to try to fit in with everybody. Because in life, you have to accept who you are. It's like
Yep.
that's why the book cover has like this is when I was trying to be a man. I thought I could do the man face, and do comedy like a man. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna fake it and be rich. That didn't work because I got called out. Then this is when I said I'm gonna be a rapper. Hey, Amanda, I was gonna be that rapper. I was gonna be MC Light,
MC
Mrs.
Lonnie,
Elliott number two.
MC Lonnie LOV.
Oh my
Rap
goodness.
and rap.
Hello.
My name is Lonnie, and I'm here to say I keep it real almost every day.
I was the worst rapper ever, Amanda. I couldn't remember the rhymes. I wasn't rhyming. It's like I was putting words together that didn't matter.
Wow.
So, but it
Wow.
is
I mean,
a very heartwarming,
Lonnie.
inspiring book. And I told you, ladies, journal, write your story. Amanda knows
believe that.
small doses, but write your story because women of color don't have a lot of stories out there. You got Ernest Hemingway and all these other people,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We have to write our stories, and if we don't do it, someone else will tell your story, and you don't want someone else to tell your story.
facts.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but Zora Neale Hurston has a quote that says something to the effect of, if you don't write your story, they'll kill you and say you liked it.
That's it.
So-
That is it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can
But I
pre-order
have a
this.
question for you, Lonnie, about your process. Like, how was the process of writing for you? Like, because I know everyone told me before I wrote my book, like, it's very lonely. And I kind of didn't take them seriously. And then I was like, oh, wow, this really is. How was it for you?
It was very therapeutic because, see, I knew where I wanted to start. I had a beginning and I had an end, but I had so many stories in the middle, and for me, they have to make sense and connect. Plus, I wanted to inspire people. Then I wanted to make things funny, but it was also very therapeutic because you have to relive the traumatic times, because there's trauma in here, there's happiness in here, so you have to relive that. So I would say, you prepare yourself, because you will have times when you're going to cry. You're going to have times when you're going to be happy, but you have to prepare yourself. But actually, why I keep stressing to everybody to have a journal is because when you want to write a memoir, it's a little bit easier because you can go back and you can look at those journals and remember exactly. That's why I stress I don't care who you are. If you just a teacher, if you a garbage man, journal. You will be surprised when you look back on your life. And that's something for your children. It's something for history. It's something that everybody should do, is to write your own book.
That's so great. That is such great advice.
Congratulations, Loni.
You can pre-order my book, I Tried to Change, so you don't have to, right now at LoniLoveBook.com, LoniLoveBook.com. And thank you so much, ladies. And you'll be getting yours in the mail.
Yay.
I want to add.
Can't wait.
I want to add. A lot of people don't understand how important pre-orders are. Like, they just feel like it's just for people who just want to get the book early. No, pre-orders for getting on bestsellers lists are really important, and they help support the author, because all those pre-orders get attached to the sales of when the book comes out. So when you can combine like 8 months of pre-orders with a week of sales, it gets you, boom, to the top. So pre-order line.
So that's amazing. Support our girl, you guys. Support our girl.
Got it. Done. Checking that off the list. Well, another thing that we are celebrating right now is that the fact that Insecure, starring our own Amanda Seals, go right here next door to me, has been picked up for season 5. Congratulations.
Cinco de Yayo.
Wait, Amanda, like, how does that feel, especially like right now where uncertainty is the word, right, for everything? So how did you get the news?
Film it.
Right. You don't even know sometimes if you're going to make next month's rent. So how did you get the news?
I got the news from, I think, the internets.
No way.
You mean you found out like the rest of us?
Yeah, the thing about it is, by season 5, I think we are definitely, as a cast, very fortunate and very gracious and grateful to HBO for really just being behind this show. And I think we also are a little bit presumptuous. Like, I think all of us were like, yeah, season 5, yes, it's whatever. But I think, for what it's worth, like, the best part has been seeing the excitement of other folks that they're going to get another season. Like, that people are just really loving this season so far. And my character, Tiffany, has really been given a dope arc, and she gets to speak about, just specifically like Black women maternal issues and dealing with that experience. And so getting to do that again and seeing how she elevates and where Issa and Lawrence and Molly and Kelly and everybody's story goes, like, it's going to be fun. Season 5. Also, just also like, a lot of shows don't make it this far.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
They don't. A lot of shows don't make it this far. So for us to get to be a part of this show and seeing Issa's vision continue to grow and become, iconic, it really, it's not something that any of us take for granted. So it's dope to be, like, when people started comparing my character to Whitley from A Different World, I knew.
I love that.
I had done it. Sophia home now.
Like we said, congratulations, because a lot of, especially women of color, I mean, you guys are the few shows that continue. We're still waiting on Girlfriends to see if they can get a finale. Right. So this is like historic to be able to continue and be able to, and every Sunday night, y'all trend. Like, we always like, okay, we trend it, because it's like, you develop the community. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So,
watching Insecure, Amanda,
more content come out of this. So we made it 5 seasons.
Watching Insecure, Amanda, is how I found out about you and became a fan of you. And then I followed your page and learned about Smart, Funny, and Black. And then that's how I started going like religiously. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. So it's just crazy how kismet it is that you ended up like being like a co-host with me and all of us, you know, it's awesome.
Here we are. And I'm nothing like my character. So it took people I've known for years, like several episodes, to be like, wait a minute, is that you on the show? I'm like,
right.
No way.
Right. Yes.
That's crazy. Well, Amanda, something else I know that you're excited to discuss. We discussed it offline, but was Diddy on Instagram when he was on Naomi Campbell's YouTube, and they were discussing the importance of voting in the upcoming election. Diddy made it very clear that the Black vote will not be free this year, and that he will hold the vote hostage if he has to. So I'm going to read what Diddy said in part. We're going to have to see some promises. We're going to have to understand what kind of deal we're getting. What are we getting in return for our vote? Nothing has changed in America for Black America. So ladies, do you agree with Diddy's message?
I just would have expected from someone like Puff Daddy to be able to use his powerful influence and his flame to influence people to demand the change that they want rather than to withhold votes. Because I've always believed that when you don't vote, you're actually checking yes to the things you don't want to happen. And so that's why I don't want people to have the misconception that when you don't vote, you're helping the situation. No, you're letting the other side win or giving them a chance to, you know?
Yes and no, though, Jeans. I think.
Tell me different. Because I used to remember people who didn't like the way things are. The number one thing I'd hear is like, man, the government sucks anyway. Nothing's going to work in my favor. I'm just not going to vote because I don't think there's going to be a chance for me, or I also don't think that it's going to make any change. And that is where the other side has a gain because they lost your vote. That's what I've always thought.
Well, I think so. I just did a recording of my podcast, Small Doses with Angela Ryan. It's going to be coming out shortly. And Angela, is a pundit on CNN, and she's very politically, knowledgeable, and just her action comes from that space. And she really got to my bones because, as conscious as I am, I really don't like the political space, and I think a lot of us have become apolitical because it feels like we're watching something that's existing outside of us. It feels like we don't have any real input into the change. It feels like, well, you know what? I can't save the world, so let me just save my little world. And so we don't consider ourselves really a valuable part of the process. But what we've done is by excising ourselves from that process, it's not just about voting. And I think to your point, Jeannie, like voting is an integral part of being, a part of our a body of citizens that affects how things move in this country. But it's bigger than voting. It's also being aware of legislation that affects your interests and policy that is being passed that affects your interests. And a lot of us don't even know how laws and bills get passed. So there's an education that we have to get back into about the ways in which we as citizens of this country can affect change for us. Somehow it got flipped. It's like having agents. Agents will trick you into thinking that you work for them.
You know what, Amanda? You're definitely speaking truth. Especially, with people who aren't really into politics. And not only that, it's important to be an informed voter. Like you were saying, once you learn about the policies and you learn about what you can do to make the best choices, in that I always say there isn't a perfect church, so there most likely probably isn't going to be a perfect candidate. So maybe what we have to do is learn the importance of knowing your candidate and figure out what issues are important to you and vote accordingly. But before you do that, you have to learn, you have to educate yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself and say, yo, I don't know much, and now it's time to learn.